Okay, in this video, we're gonna learn about the basic properties of parallels. Okay, we're going to work mainly with three definitions. The first one is parallel lines are lines in the same plane that do not intersect. The second one is skew lines. Well, actually, we can work with this. It says parallel lines are lines in the same plane that do not intersect. So I have a plane, right? So I have a plane. Suppose that this is my plane, okay? And if I have a line here, okay, let's call it line L, and I have another line, let's call it line M, okay? If they do not touch, then they are parallel, and their symbol will be like this. L, it's parallel with M. Okay, that's basically the first definition. They do not touch, and they are in the same plane. All right, they are coplanar. The second definition says skew lines are lines that do not line on the same plane. So let's suppose that we have a box. So we have a box. Let me draw it here real quick. So we have this box, okay? We have this box. And if you notice, I have this line right here, right? This line, I can extend it, and it's basically a geometric line, as we know, right? And if I have that line, maybe I can have this other line. Let's suppose this one right here, right? Or okay, that one. Actually, we can draw a different one. We can draw this one right here. Okay. And even though they look that they are going to intersect, they do not intersect. Why? Because this belongs to the front of the box, right? And if you remember, if the box has a front, that front, it's never going to touch precisely this side. If you want, we can talk about this side, right? So the line in the back, this one, all right, this one that I'm pointing right here, it's never going to touch the one in the front, the green one. So if this is L and this is, I don't know, Q, then lines L and Q are skew lines. All right, that's the definition for skew lines. And the last one, we have planes that have no point in common are called parallel planes. So we can establish some other relations. For example, two planes can be parallel. For example, the floor and the ceiling on your bedroom, right? If this is my ceiling, let me try to draw it properly, right? And this is my floor, right? On my bedroom, they will never going to touch, right? They are parallel because they're never going to touch, right? So if I call this plane P and this plane M, then plane M is going to be parallel with plane M. All right. Another thing that you can say is that if you have a plane like M, all right, if you have a plane like M, okay, a line, let's put a line on top, all right, can be parallel to that plane. So let's call this line, I don't know, L again, okay? So I can say that line L, it's parallel with plane M because they don't touch, all right? They do not share points in common. So if this happens, then they are parallel, and these are the symbols for that. These are the symbols for that, okay? So remember, line can be parallel with a plane. Plane can be parallel with a plane. A line is parallel with a line if they are coplanar and they do not touch. And they can be also skew lines that are lines that are in different planes. All right, so those are the definitions to work with parallels and their properties. Some theorems can be established from this kind of relationships and properties. So follow the next video to learn about it.